welcome to Ekate's Crossing. Okay, so I want to have a look at another card in Mindful Tarot. I like using this book as a bit of a resource when I'm studying for myself, having a moment to sort of think about a card in particular. So let's just shuffle and see what card comes out. Okay, let's just have a bit of a shuffle here. Oh, okay, this one here is pulling out. Let's use this one. Okay, we've got 10 of Pentacles. So let's have a little bit of a mindful look. Now, for me, when I think of 10 to me is a sense of completeness. Okay, it feels like something's coming to an end or something's coming into fruition. And then it's going to begin something new with the 1. When you break it down with the 10, 1 and 0, 1. So you have that sense of something coming to an end, but it begins a new cycle. So it's like a cycle, and we've got coins or pentacles, which are in regards to your sense of finances, your wealth, your sense of inheritance, sense of your health as well as your wealth, health and wealth, security in regards to everything feeling like it's secure. You've got that wealth, that abundance coming into your life. So that, for me, is what the 10 Pentacles, 10 of Coins would mean, or 10 of Earth. So it's something that's grounded, it's connecting to Mother Earth on some way. You've got that sense. And this, to me, is very much like the Kabbalah, in that sense of the different pathways that you can travel in your journey to get where you need to be. There are many paths to take. I mean, you can go in any different direction, cross the many times. You might go back and forth in between some of these to get where you need to be, and that's okay to travel that different path. Now, let's have a look and see what Mindful Tarot, if you've watched Mindful Tarot on YouTube, excellent channel to get into. Let's see what she has to say about the 10 of Pentacles. So let's look at let's look at the 10 of Pentacles. Now, in the book, you've got all your numbers together. So let's have a look and see what she says about 10s. And then so it's quite a nice way to sort of dive into this book. Right, so let's have a look at 10s. Okay, the 10s going beyond. The wheel. So if we look at the wheel and judgment. Because she talks about the wheel and judgment. So let's pull those two cards up. Here. It's quite nice when when you're talking about a card, or she's going into a little bit into a paragraph in her book. It's quite good to pull out the cards that she's talking about so you can sort of see what's going on here. It just takes a minute to pull them out. So go and do that in your deck. So you've got your 10 of Pentacles to see. Then you've got your Wheel of Fortune, which is what you want. The Wheel of Fortune, which is trump number 10. And then you've got Judgment with 20. So let's pull out Judgment. There we go, there. Okay, so you got Judgment. But she talks about the angel. Okay, so let's have a look. The wheel turns. The angel calls. And in the widening gyre of spiritual practice, a cycle has been completed and transcended. Robert Johnson meets the devil and creates the blues. A pirate buries his treasure and creates the hunt. A legal document is signed and a future is sealed. Brings us to Christ, who is both Alpha and Omega, In the Hindu Arabic system, 10 closes the 0s, between all and nothing, between world and full. The 10s are how it ends and how it all begins. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? So we've got 10 of Pentacles. Okay, the 9 of Pentacles gave us luxury and comfort and a solitary figure in an enclosed garden. With the 10, everything has opened up. An archway gives entrance to the house and domain. Waite writes, a family stands in the threshold. There are no sharp divides between inside and outside. And indeed, the 8 family patriarch sits just beyond the archway. The father, once responsible for house and domain, now watches from the perimeter. The 10 of Pentacles brings the suit to fruition. The card reminds us that it's impossible to remain a solitary figure in an enclosed and sealed garden. Whether one raises a family or not, the life cycle of an individual inevitability extends into the next generation. What are we leaving for the future? What has been left for us? In the embodied world of the Pentacles, the way we care for self and others ultimately takes us to the question of legacy, to the question of our heritage and our bequest. What will our impact be on future generations? Okay, so she says, when she wrote this, it was April 22nd, Earth Day. And she writes, I find myself recalling the words of Galen Nelson, the holiday's founder. The ultimate test of man's conscience may be his willingness to sacrifice something today for future generations whose words of thanks will not be heard. In the 10 of Pentacles, we see a bit of that conscience, a bit of that sacrifice. The patriarchal figure who sits just outside the gate has no doubt enabled the domestic happiness of the husband, wife, and child who stands at the threshold. But no one seems to note the old man's presence. He is Odysseus, returning home unrecognized, and like Odysseus, only the dog seems to care. This card recognizes gain and wealth, the stability of home, the deep roots of family and heritage, and it invites us to ask, what made all of this possible? In whose debt, on whose shoulder, in whose shadow do we stand? And what will our legacy be? So that's kind of interesting there to dive into the 10 of Pentacles. This is a great book to dive into, and I definitely recommend it for one to be on your shelf. Definitely recommend it, especially when you're sort of doing when you want to do a meditation with tarot. It really sort of gives you that moment to think about, what's our legacy? What do the characters of the cards talk about in regard to our inheritance? You know, what have we inherited from our previous ancestry? You know, doesn't necessarily mean as in money. It can do, but it can mean so much more when we inherit things from our family, our ancestors. Okay? What have we inherited? What have we gained? What's brought us this cycle in our life? Kind of interesting. And what are we going to leave behind for our children? Another one to sort of think about. And I think that's really important with the times and things that are going on right now in our life. What are we leaving behind? What's our legacy for our children? For those that we leave behind? And our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren. What do we leave behind? Kind of interesting. Okay, so that's it from me. Don't forget to check the links down below. Check the links on my channel. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. Take care. Blessed be.